Okay, here we go. We're live on all platforms. Thanks for joining me. It's Melanie Nelson, Director of TLS. As I mentioned, welcome, welcome. And thank you to those of you who are joining us, maybe for the very first time with our 28 days of weight loss. You're new to TLS. And maybe you're jumping in with our Jumpstart program. You're on our detox, and we are so glad that you have joined us. And you only have a couple more days, so keep it going. You'll be so proud of yourself, and you'll be so glad that you accomplished it. And you're going to be feeling like $1,000,000, I promise. So I know you're stubborn like me, and you can do anything for 7 days. All right. So let's talk about the topic of the day. It's Fired Up Friday. And, whether you're new to TLS or embracing it as a lifestyle, guess what? Any one of our TLS plans, you're going to be eating 3 meals and 2 snacks and eating about every 3 to 4 hours, depending on your schedule, your waking hours. And all of our plans are anywhere from 8 to 12 cups of vegetables a day. Now, there's two types of personalities when you start with TLS, and that is number one. Whoa, oh, Malanta, this is a lot of food to eat. I can't eat this much food. Oh my gosh, I'm so full. How many of you are number one? Maybe number two is, oh my gosh, oh Malanta, I am so glad we get to eat this much food. How many of you are number two? Excellent. I was number two when I first started with TLS. I love food and I love eating, and I was an overeater. And so this was an amazing plan for me to transition into, as I can eat a lot of food, which is great. But let's talk about number one, because those of you who are number one going, oh my gosh, there's so much food. This is so many times during the day. Maybe you're one of those people that skipped a couple meals and only ate dinner, or frequently skipped breakfast, or just you grew up in the 80s, or you went through the 80s when calorie restriction and dieting was the rage, right? When eat less and move more was the solution. Well, guess what we found out? We found that that is incredibly unhealthy and incredibly harmful for the body. And so it's time to make a transition, right? That's why we're called Transitions Lifestyle System. And really, when you're calorie restricting, when you're dieting, it's like expecting your car to run on empty and never changing the oil. What happens if you run out of gas or you never change the oil? Eventually, your car is going to slow down. It's not working as well. And eventually, what's going to happen? It's going to stop altogether. Well, so does your metabolism, right? Some of you are having an aha moment. Food is fuel, just like gas is to your car. And so when you want to create the fat burning metabolic drive that sustains a fat burning experience throughout the day, obviously we need to put some fuel in, and food is fuel. Similar to, you can't get a fire without putting in the wood. So when you put in the wood, you get the fire. When you put in the food, you get the metabolism going. You can't do it without the fuel. And for those of you who did do the calorie restriction, who have done yo-yo dieting, meaning you've tried something, stopped, gained weight back, tried something, lost weight, gained back more weight. And so it's just this constant thing. And then it's typically more rapid of a weight gain. It's more of a weight gain. There's more sensitivity the longer you do these on and off diets. And diets are unsustainable because honestly, they end up having you just can't maintain it in normal life. Too many restrictions on food groups or calories, etc. And so what happens is you've slowed down your metabolism to like molasses in February, you guys. Oh no, what do we do? Well, we got to build trust with the body. We have to eat those 3 meals and 2 snacks daily so that we build trust with the body. I will continue to feed you, because when we do those dieting or those crash diets, or we skip meals and we're not giving our body the proper fuel and a regular schedule, what happens is it goes into fat storage mode. So when you do eat something, it doesn't really matter if it's a salad you haven't eaten all day. Your body is like, stored as fat, baby, because I don't know when this person's going to feed me again. I don't know when I'm going to get fuel again. And so you go into fat storage mode. Not ideal. And so this is a very vicious cycle. It creates a domino effect. It can be so discouraging. It can be so frustrating and so emotional. But understand that you're fighting two things here: biology and the mentality that dieting is the way to go. So we've got to shift our paradigm into food is fuel and not the enemy, right? Food is fuel, not my foe. Food is fuel. Food is my friend, not my foe. That's a great affirmation for those of you who, again, grew up with the mentality that food is the enemy and calorie restriction and eating less is the solution, because it just isn't the case. That's been proven. It is science. And so don't argue with the body. It will win every time, right? So here's what I suggest for those of you who are struggling to get the food in. You want to eat at set times to really create a habit. And I would set an alarm on your phone. The phone has really cool tools now. It isn't just a way to talk to people. You can do all kinds of things on it. And so it's got some pretty cool alarm features that make it really easy for you to just remind yourself, okay, now is the time to start preparing a snack or eating that snack I already prepared, or the meal, and work up to the recommended portion sizes. Okay. So for some of you who've been doing meal skipping and calorie restriction, you're finding it difficult to just get this much food in. So work up to portion sizes that we recommend, but can definitely commit to the consistency of our 3 meals and 2 snacks. Because the truth is, you guys, you cannot accomplish long-term weight loss goals and continue to keep that weight off without doing this. Okay. Because, you'll again, be arguing with the body, and you just want to trust the process. Now, what's difficult about this and what can be frustrating about this is that your results are a bit slower in the beginning because you aren't doing a diet. A diet, your scale drops like a rock, right? And it's very validating. It's very encouraging and motivating. However, it's damaging to the body because you're losing the wrong kind of weight. You're losing muscle tissue, in which case you're losing your metabolism. So I'm going to come back to this. It's all about metabolic drive. And so food is my friend, not my foe. And food is fuel, and fuel is metabolism. All right. So trust the process. This is about living a lifestyle. Know that the results may come slower, but they will be more permanent because you will be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And again, I want to remind you that we're battling 2 things here, both the mentality of this is the way it is when that just isn't the truth. And number 2 is the biological metabolic drive. So it's going to take some time. Here's the thing. Really great news is once it kind of shifts into gear, right? And the fuel is kicking in and the metabolic drive is kicking in, and suddenly you're like, whoa, I feel like $1,000,000. And there's somewhat of a turning point. And I know you know what I'm talking about for those of you who've made it to the other side of this, and you just have this incredible shift where you feel better, you have more energy, you're sleeping better, the weight's coming off a little quicker because you've made it through to the other side. So I want you to know that you can do this, that you're worth it, that we believe in you. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Thanks for joining us with the 28 Days of Weight Loss Round 2. Thanks for watching. It's Melanie Nelson. Make good choices today. Have a great one.